What's up, guys? It's Layla here. Long time no see, right? I have recently come to the conclusion that I am addicted to yet another TV show. Any guesses to what that may be? Hint, if you follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/MissLovelyLayla, you will know. Okay, the answer is The Vampire Diaries. I have watched every episode from season 1 up until season 5 and the newest episode, which the next one comes out is either 4 or 5, I'm not exactly sure. It has gotten so bad that I have had nightmares about being pursued and killed by an original, and then having Silas torment my brain, and with a mixture of Chucky, but of American Girl dolls instead of Chucky, which makes it even scarier. That was really random. I think it's one of those ads, like how YouTube is having ads of Chucky that I'm forced to watch. YouTube, do not force me to watch commercials for scary movies. Anywho, with the love of a TV show comes the struggles of the TV show. Why does this happen? Why did that happen? Julie Plec, what were you thinking? I thought I would just make a video of my thoughts on the Vampire Diaries, my good ones, my bad ones, who I want Elena to end up with, and maybe a little bit of a rant video, you know, how I do. Just so you know, this will have major spoilers if you haven't watched much of it, so I would suggest if you don't want the TV show spoiled, then don't watch this video, or mute it, or watch it. It doesn't really matter. If you like things to be spoiled for you, then just go ahead and watch it, but you know, just warning you. Let me start off with the very first season is completely different from all the other seasons. The very first season is more of a love story with a hint of survival and danger and like a little bit of a thriller. But as time goes on, the seasons are more about survival and mystery, and the romance is like interwebbed between those things. But it's not like 100% focused on the romance. Personally, I'm a Stelena fan, and let me tell you, I don't think Damon is good for her for many reasons. One, he was so in love with Catherine. You can't just move on so easily. Like, he was in love with her for 150 years, and I feel like as soon as the tomb was open, a few episodes after that, he was totally in love with Elena, which I feel like if it took somebody so long and somebody had loved someone for such a long time, it would take them a while to get over the sting of being rejected for your brother. Two, Stefan and Elena were together first, and I just think that it's wrong to date your brother's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. That's even worse than going against girl code. That's going against the bond of brotherhood. And it's just really rude, and like, I would never date, well, I would never do this anyway because that would be weird because she's so much younger than me, but I would never date my sister's ex-boyfriend. Like, I just wouldn't, no, like, you don't do that kind of thing. It is frowned upon in society to do that. 3, he had already said that he was selfish when it came to many things, but he wouldn't be selfish to Elena when it came to the sire bond. But if he wasn't selfish, then he would have just left. Like, he wouldn't have stayed. He wouldn't have told her to turn off her humanity. I just don't, I mean, of course, everybody makes mistakes, but I feel like Damon has made so many consecutive mistakes that after a while, you wouldn't trust that person, you know? Another thing that I would like to talk about is all of season 4. I feel like it was kind of a cop-out to have a cure for vampirism. Honestly, if there was a cure for vampirism, how would all the other vampires not know? One thing I have to say though, with the whole new season, is that it's kind of weird because we've already gotten like some knowledge from the originals, and I feel like the writers have totally like kind of rewritten the story, and they've forgotten some elements, like with the whole doppelganger situation. The original doppelganger was supposed to be Tatia, and according to Ketsia, she said that she had to watch dozens of dozens of versions of Elena's and Stefan's fall in love with each other because they're drawn to each other. But that was not the case with Tatia, because she was in love with both Elijah and Klaus, and apparently she had a baby. Or there was Amara, Tatia, but that's weird. Unless Tatia had children, which she was killed unless she had like children out of wedlock. But in the Greek days, I don't think that was allowed. But according to Ketsia, it sounds like there's like dozens more. So I don't know what's up with that, and I feel like they kind of messed up the story, because apparently the doppelganger Elena's are attracted to the doppelganger Stefan's, but Tatia, which was the doppelganger Elena, was attracted to Klaus and Elijah, which doesn't make sense. They totally messed up the storyline right there. It was totally predictable. Like, I predicted the whole doppelganger thing. Paul Wesley is really hot as Silas, though. I feel like he's really cocky, and I think he looks different. Like, they darken his hair or his eyes or something. I don't know. Another thing I really don't like about the show is that they killed off a lot of good characters. They killed off Alaric, and they killed off Jenna, and they killed off Bonnie, but I think Bonnie will probably come back to life. And they killed off Jeremy for a little while, but he came back. But I really hope Bonnie comes back. By far, my favorite character is Caroline. I feel like she has the best spunk, and I feel like she's grown a lot. And I totally ship Caroline, Klaus, and Caroline. They are so adorable, and I know Klaus has done some horrible things. I feel like after being alive for thousands of years, if somebody does something horrible to you, no matter how small it is, you get like defensive 10 times easier than somebody that only lived for like 20 years or like a teenager, because you have been hurt so many times over the years. And I feel like he has a soft spot for Caroline, and I thought it was adorable how he sent her the dress and drew her the picture and talked about the horses and stuff like that. It was so cute. It just sucks though, because now, since Klaus is off to the originals, he has Cammy and Haley, and he's probably gonna forget about Caroline, or like probably end up with her in like 100 or 200 years. But I don't know, I really ship them, and I feel like it's a possibility for them to get together. On another note about the originals, I don't understand, because if you watch the very first episode of the originals, you know that it parallels an episode at the very end of season 4 somewhere. Wherever it is that the originals start, I feel like it's a different time span than on the Vampire Diaries. And it's really weird because Rebecca is in New Orleans, but she's also in the Vampire Diaries, like going to prom and stuff like that. So does she like go back every night between New Orleans and Mystic Falls? Because that is a lot of traveling to do. Or Marcel put Elijah in a box, but he has the cure, or he's with Catherine, and he's dating Catherine and stuff in the Vampire Diaries. So I wonder what the timeline is, because it's kind of unclear if you watch both of the shows. I want Elena to end up with Stefan, because I feel like he's just nicer and better for her. I feel like Damon and Elena have a more physical connection, but I feel like Stefan and Elena have a very good mental connection. What I wanted to happen was for Stefan and Elena to be together, but I wanted, while Stefan was in his old Ripper phase, I wanted Elena to try and work out with Damon, but realize that she belonged with Stefan. Stelena is endgame for me. Stelena fans be all like, oh my god, they're meant to be together. Delena fans be like, oh, they're fighting fate to be together, it's true love. So those are just a few of my thoughts of the Vampire Diaries. I could probably go on for hours, really, but I'm going to stop and leave my thoughts at that, and maybe make another video in the future after season 5. Who knows? So, question of the hour. Who do you wish Elena would end up with? Stefan, the good guy, or Damon, the misunderstood hottie? Leave a comment down below who you think she should end up with, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.